Welcome. It's October 27th, 2025. And, sometimes the biggest stories in tech aren't the ones screaming from the headlines. Today, we're going to connect the dots between a huge gamble on AI, the rise of a brand new tech superpower, and the reason you might be forced to buy a new computer really, really soon.
So, let's just dive right in with a question that's on everybody's mind, from investors to creators. After years of this incredible, non-stop AI wave, are we about to see the whole thing come crashing down?
Well, at the heart of it all is a massive paradox. Look at this number. Big tech is set to spend a staggering $400 billion on AI infrastructure this year alone. But, and this is the big but, hovering over every earnings call is the question, where's the actual return on that investment?
And that brings us to what we're calling the great AI gamble. Because that's really what it is, right? It's this enormous, industry-wide bet. The potential rewards are, astronomical. But the warning signs, they're getting pretty hard to ignore.
You can really see the two sides of the coin right here. On one side, you've got the promise that $400 billion is fueling some genuinely mind-blowing innovation and new tools. But on the other side, the peril is becoming very, very real. We're talking major lawsuits, a fuzzy ROI at best, and a growing list of ethical red flags.
And that peril, it's not just talk. Just look at what's happening in Australia. The competition regulator is suing Microsoft, claiming they misled millions by bundling their Copilot AI into subscriptions without giving people a cheaper AI-free choice. Now, this isn't just about one company or one fine. This could set a global precedent for how every single company has to price and sell their AI features.
But here's the core of the paradox, the really wild part. While all these battles are being fought by lawyers in courtrooms, the engineers and researchers are in a totally different race. And believe me, they have not slowed down one bit. The pace of innovation is somehow still speeding up.
And for a perfect example, check this out. Researchers at the University of Central Florida just got a patent for a new generative video AI. We're not talking about just making static images anymore. This system can take an actual video clip and, in just a few minutes, change a person's clothes, swap out objects, or even turn the whole thing into a cartoon. The jump from image generation to video is a huge deal.
And this quote just captures the whole problem perfectly, doesn't it? This incredible new tool is created, and immediately it raises massive questions about deepfakes and how it's going to completely upend the jobs of professional editors. It really feels like every step forward on the promise side just adds another heavy weight to the peril side. Okay, but this whole AI gamble isn't happening in a bubble. While Silicon Valley is wrestling with itself, a completely different tech story is taking shape on the other side of the world. And honestly, it could change the entire global balance of power.
And that story can really start with this one number, $1.48 billion. That is the value of tech deals done in India in just the third quarter of this year. This isn't just a blip, it signals a major shift in the global tech landscape.
But here's the real insight. It's not just about the amount of money, it's about where that money is going. The tech scene in India is pivoting. It's moving away from a high volume of lots of small, early-stage deals to fewer, but much, much larger investments. This shows a maturing ecosystem that's really doubling down on serious sectors like AI, enterprise software, and fintech.
And this chart really breaks down where those strategic bets are being placed. You can see a clear focus on enterprise software and AI, with fintech and renewable energy right behind. And in fintech, for example, you have companies using AI to make something as complex as mutual fund investing accessible to millions of new people. It's all about building real, scalable businesses. And the growth isn't just in the digital world. The sheer breadth of this is incredible. A company like Wari Energies just locked in some major deals to supply solar modules, including a massive 122-megawatt contract right in the US. India is fast becoming a crucial player in the global green energy supply chain.
So, you've got this massive gamble on AI software and a global power shift in tech investment. But these huge abstract trends don't just stay up in the cloud. They have a very real, very physical impact, right down to the actual machine sitting on your desk.
It all kicks off with this timeline. Windows 10, after dominating our desktops for a solid decade, is officially reaching its end of support this month. Now, this isn't just some notification you can click away. It's the starting gun for a massive, forced hardware upgrade cycle for millions and millions of people and businesses.
So who benefits from this? Well, obviously, PC makers are seeing a nice sales bump, but the bigger story might be the surge in Mac sales. Apple is being very strategic here, targeting users who are now forced to make a change and might finally be open to switching platforms. For them, this is a golden opportunity.
And you can see this constant churn everywhere. We're seeing it in India with the launch of new budget-friendly phones, and even in the gaming world. Get this, Halo, a franchise that has been Xbox exclusive forever, is now coming to PlayStation. It's just a reminder that this entire hardware and software ecosystem is constantly in motion.
Okay, so let's pull all of these threads together. The AI paradox, the rise of a new tech power, the hardware on your desk, these aren't separate random stories. They are all symptoms of the same rapidly changing tech landscape. In fact, when we just boil down the news from a single day, you can see three really powerful trends emerge.
So here's what to remember. First, the AI gamble is on. This high-risk, high-reward paradox is defining the entire industry right now. Second, watch the new global engines. Countries like India are moving way past the hype and are building real strategic tech powerhouses. And finally, software's long shadow. Never forget that the code running in the background has a very direct and often very expensive impact on the hardware choices we are all forced to make.
And that really brings us to our final thought. All of this was just from one 24-hour news cycle. What does our world look like in a year or in 5 years when these exact trends don't just continue, but actually accelerate? That's the question to keep in mind. Thanks so much for joining us.